ago, I moved out of my family home into an apartment that I was able to get on my own. I say that because I'm still so proud of that. Still so proud. When I first moved out of my family home, not to be dramatic, but it was pretty much an escape. I wanted to be on my own, do my own thing, and pretty much not be told what to do. And I feel like that's the same case for a lot of people. And I feel like moving out on your own is a big step for a lot of people because you're moving away from something that you've known for so long. When I first moved out, I was extremely lucky to have people who were giving away a lot of their furniture. And during quarantine, when we were all told to be home and not talk to no one, not be nobody, not be around nobody, while working and sitting in that living room, I just noticed I didn't like anything in that living room anymore. I wasn't happy sitting there every day, all the time, for 8 hours, working, not working, sleeping. I just wasn't happy in that setup. And so I radically changed it. I got rid of all the furniture and I started literally from scratch. And it was great. I wasn't happy with what I had, and I realized it's because I'm a different person than who I was 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I got the apartment, and at the same time, I worked two jobs and went to school full time. I wasn't spending a lot of time in the apartment that I had. It was just a really nice thing to come home to and just be alone and be on my own. And so I didn't spend a lot of time in this environment, so I didn't really know how much I liked it or didn't like it. Over time, I started to declutter and minimalize everything that I grabbed with me. And in doing so, I realized now that I kept feeling a little bit lighter and a little bit new because with every phase of life, we change. And when we change, our environment changes with us. Simultaneously, when our environment changes, we change too. It goes hand in hand. As of right now, being in a process of healing some past traumas and healing thought patterns and just behavior, I realized that my environment is extremely important when going through that process. It was an awareness that I haven't had before. It was still happening because essentially if your environment is messy, like if your home is messy, you feel messy. If your home is really chaotic, you feel chaotic. And a lot of people say, "Oh, it is organized chaos," but it's chaos nonetheless. And so it has a direct correlation about how you feel and how you live. And so understanding and having that awareness that I wasn't happy in the living room that I had made me think of other times where I was unhappy in the place that I had. And while I was living at home with my mom, the house was pretty much hers. You know, she paid for it. She loved decorating, so she decorated it and she made it what was comfortable for her. And the only place that I had basically to make me feel a little bit comfortable or myself and to actually express my individualism was my room. And so I was always making over my room, changing up the bed, putting new art, doing DIYs. I once changed a dresser into a desk, and that fight to get my mom to let me use a power tool was definitely funny, but it was also very rewarding, and it made me happy. So taking that and just comparing it to now, I see how it's always been about the environment and how it's always been about where I'm living and how it impacts me. The living room that I had before was very crowded and cluttered and had really big pieces to it and didn't have a very open living area. And what I have now is very open and unique, and there's different pieces in there of me essentially, and just things that make me happy. And I love waking up and walking into my living room in the morning and watering my plants and like opening the shade. The concept of having an environment that makes you happy just doesn't apply to your living and where you live. It also applies to maybe the job you work at or any place that you have to be at during the day or day, week, month, or year for some amount of time that really changes your mood, whether negative or positive. Like, I'm just asking you to really sit and think about the environments that you put yourself in and how it impacts your mood. Are you happy in those environments? What can you do to change to make your mood a little bit better and make you more happy, bring you joy, or just comfort in some way? And I get that not everyone can change their environment so drastically like I did. I am privileged to have that and to talk about that. But am I gonna lie? Even if I couldn't change my whole apartment, this little elephant thing here is my centerpiece. I wake up every day and I see it, and this small thing here makes me so joyful and so happy because he's so cute. I haven't named him. Should I name him? It's the little things that we bring in our life that give us joy, that brings us joy, that gives us a chance at living a life that is joyful. And that's fucking beautiful.